Charlesy Canty is out there in the Chargers' quiet locker room right now. And Charlesy, what's gone wrong with that football team?
Brent, I don't know. Coming into play today, the Chargers have lost 4 straight games. But injuries and mistakes and penalties had plagued the team all through the early season. Just when the Chargers seemed to be getting it all back together again, though, they suffered an injury more devastating than any other team this year, the loss of their quarterback, Dan Fouts. And that has left the team and the city with very altered expectations. San Diego, California, one big vacation resort. There's the surf, the sun, the sea, and for added enjoyment, the San Diego Chargers provided some of the NFL's most entertaining football. But not this season. The Chargers have fallen on hard times. Their record, an uncharacteristic 3-7.
It's frustrating. That's the word it is. Yes, because we want to win. We're used to winning, and we haven't been winning.
Just crazy little things have happened. The ball hasn't bounced our way along with everything else.
It's just been a year where nothing's been going right for us.
If something could go wrong, it went wrong.
4 weeks ago, the Chargers suffered their most devastating setback. Quarterback Dan Fouts was bounced and bruised by the Patriots and emerged with a possible career-ending injury.
This skeleton just gives us an idea as to the problem that Dan had. He was in the act of throwing. He had his arm back in this fashion with the football in his arm and was bringing the arm forward when he was hit. This forced the head of the humerus forward against the capsule and the muscles in the rotator cuff in that fashion. Hence, as a result of that, this got sore.
They've thrown the harness around me saying that if you do try to play and tear your rotator cuff, your career may be over. Well, that's like a bucket of cold water in the face, and it really wakes you up.
Don Drysdale and Mel Stottlemyre are prime examples of baseball players who have had their careers cut short by rotator cuff tears, a rare injury in football. The Chargers are slowly nursing Fouts' shoulder, saying he only has a strain and will play again this year. In the meantime, backup Ed Luther has filled in and come up short.
With Ed, has been like there's a lot of experience missing on the field. Dan is so important to our offense, not just because he's smart, he can throw the ball real quick, he has a nice release, and he throws a nice soft ball that you can catch, but the fact that he's our leader on the field. He takes control out there, and when things go wrong, we all look to Dan, and Dan carries it on for us.
This is Wednesday morning's paper, and in it a lot of San Diego residents have written to the editor to say that the Chargers should write off the rest of the season and send Dan Fouts home to mend his arm.
No, we're not giving up in the season. Nobody's giving up in the season.
I don't believe in saving yourself for anything. If I'm ready to play in a football game on the coming Sunday, then I'm going to play in it. That's just the way I am.
There have been bright spots in San Diego. An infusion of young Charger defensive talent has gelled in the past few weeks. And though his recovery has been slow, Fouts is confident that he and the Chargers will bounce back.
We don't feel that we've fallen apart. We don't feel like losers, not by any stretch of the imagination. We feel confident that we're going to be a factor in the race, whether we get into it ourselves or whether we can spoil it for other people.
Well, Dan Fouts isn't the only man who's spent a lot of time in the training room. In addition to his injury, such Charger stars as Muncy, Wilkinson, Brooks, Chandler have all played with injuries this season. In addition, Ed Luther has been questionable all week long, so it's no small wonder that Air Coryell is flying at a low altitude.
Chelsea, Luther, though, will play today, won't he, finally?
He is playing today, yes.
All right, thank you very much. And the NFL Today will continue on CBS in just a moment.
In spots. We have a slight threat of rain, although right now the sun trying to peek out through the clouds. Berniska kicking off to Allen, former Houston Oiler, back to the 10, 15, 20. Allen goes out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Let's take a look at that high-powered Dallas offense, number 2 scoring offense in the National Football League. Ron Springs been a key man this year, according to Tom Landry, who this week called him the brightest spot in the Cowboys this year. He's had an outstanding season so far, and complimented by a cast of veterans. Kurt Peterson was a questionable starter coming into this game because of back spasms, but he is starting for the Cowboys at the right guard position. And, of course, they'll alternate guards with the plays. Herbert Scott and Howard Richards on the left side. Ball is marked at the 24-yard line. It is 1st and 10 for the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys have never been 10-1 before in their history, and they're trying to do that today. And Danny White on a hot streak, coming off great games. statistically against the Giants and the Eagles. It is Springs on the first carry of the afternoon. He gets it across the 27. Pickup of 3. It'll be second down and about 7 as we look at the Chargers defensive line. They have shifted from a 4-man line last year to a 3-man this year. Gary Johnson having a bit of a trouble adjusting to the 3-man front. The linebackers, 2 rookies on the inside. Mike Green, a 9th-round choice from Oklahoma State, and Billy Ray Smith, the #1 pick from Arkansas. And the top defensive players selected in the draft in the secondary, also 2 rookies in Gil Byrd and Danny Walters at the corner positions. Second down, 7. Dallas from its 26. Dorsett cuts to the 30, up to the 35, has the first down at the 36-yard line. Vintage Tony Dorsett as Gil Byrd came up from the secondary, number 22, to make the stop on the Cowboy runner, but not before he picked up 11 yards on the play. Tony needs 130 yards rushing to reach 1,000 for the 6th time in his 7-year NFL career. He is currently the 9th leading rusher in the history of professional football. And with 115 yards, he could reach the 8,000 mark for his career. First and 10, Cowboys at their 36. To the split backfield, back to the eye, and the Cowboys may have taken up too much time. 30-second clock is run down. And we get the delay of game indication from the referee, Pat Haggerty. So that will cost Dallas 5. Notice, Dick, the Cowboys, as you see the play shuttle, it always do that little shift with their offensive line before they set down.
Well, their offensive line lines up in a 2-point stance initially with elbows on the knees. Then when the quarterback calls a cadence, a certain phase of the cadence, they flex upward and then shift down through a 3-point stance, and it disguises the shift in the backfield, blocks vision. The other thing it does, it tends to force the defense to line up quickly because they might go on an up stance.
Let's see if they do it on this play.
Let's see here. Now see the lineman there. No, they went in an up stance.
On 1st and 15, White under pressure dumps it off to Ron Springs, who can't hold it. Feeling the hot breath of Lyndon King, number 57, the left outside linebacker for the Chargers, who made the hit on Springs. It'll be 2nd and 15. So that time the Cowboys did not employ that little shift they do in the offensive line.
No, they went from a 2-point stance that time, and that's why the defensive people have to be ready to go. It's an advantage for the Dallas offense. It's a good technique. It takes a long time for coaches to discipline their offensive linemen to do it properly.
Why don't other teams do it?
I think because of the discipline factor, and it's part of the Dallas philosophy. I can't think of another team doing it right now.
Second down. Just over 15 yards needed for the first down. Cowboys from their 31. Springs up the middle to about the 35-yard line. These Charger fans haven't had much to cheer about here in recent weeks with 4 losses in a row. Coryell has never lost 5 games in a row with this club. 4 was his longest losing streak, and that was in his first year back in 1978. This is a capacity house. 52,000 is what they seat here, but they're adding on 12,000 seats to the right side end zone. Third down, Dallas needing 12 for the first down. Nose of the ball just inside the 35. Shotgun. White with good protection. Great catch at the 49-yard line by Butch Johnson, or rather Drew Pearson. Drew Pearson having a great year.
They're back there in the shotgun. San Diego Chargers are going zone defense. Pearson, number 88, will appear right at the corner of your screen. See him peering in there right now? He found the zone, got it in there. Great throw, and look how he hung onto that football. Not every receiver can hang on to the ball like that in a crowd.
And for a guy as small as he is, he does a tremendous job over the middle. He takes a lot of punishment. That's a first down for the Cowboys at their 49. Dorsett takes the pitch and is stopped at the line of scrimmage. Now, this Charger defense has been much maligned here for the last few years, but they did go some for defense in the draft this year. 2 of their 3 picks in the first round were for defense. Both are starting. Billy Ray Smith, number 54, who you see there, and then Gil Byrd, number 22, and they've come along here in recent weeks.
They have 7 of their starters have had 3 years or less experience, Frank, and they're playing hard. That play was a real fine defensive end play by Gary Johnson, number 79, the veteran, who really hasn't fit into that 30 defense yet.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 for the Cowboys at their 49. There's that little shift once again. Dorsett, the only running back. He gets the carry. Gets a block from Donovan, but not enough. And he's tripped up behind the line of scrimmage by Bird, who came through from the left side cornerback position to drop him for a loss of 4 back to the 45-yard line.
Mr. Gilbert, a freshman walk-on in college out of Lowell High School in San Francisco. Here he is, a #1 draft choice coming into pro football. Quite a contrast.
Don Coryell has taken these Chargers to 4 playoffs in a row, and Bird getting a baptism under fire in the National Football League this year as a starting quarterback. It's been an area that the Chargers have been weak on. In fact, they traded their 2 starters from last year. 3rd down, let's call it 13 for the first down. Dallas from their 45. White. Sideline throw is incomplete on the far side, intended for Butch Johnson this time. And Dallas will be punting. Good coverage by the nickel back there, Reuben Henderson, number 20, a former Chicago Bear.
Yeah, they just picked him up, and they gave a draft choice for him this year, and then these 2 young rookies come along that they drafted, and they're starting in front of him. But he's a fine football player, and he does a good job in the nickel coverage for him, as he just demonstrated, Frank.
The deep man is James Brooks, the best all-purpose yardage man in the National Football League for the last couple of years. He does it all for the Chargers. Runs well, returns kicks, excellent fashion. Snap is low. And Danny White, you notice, is still the Cowboy punter as John Warren is injured. That takes a Cowboy hop inside the 20, fielded at the 17-yard line. And what a shot that Brooks took that finally knocked him out of bounds at the 17.
Angelo King and that special teams expert, Bill Bates, both of them hit him about the same time. It's a wonder he got up.
40 yards on the punt, 3 on the return.
There's Bates. I love those kind of players. They excite me just to watch them walk.
Rather warm, rather humid afternoon here in San Diego with the temperature around 80 degrees and the threat of rain, although a slight threat it is in the air right now. Chargers go to the offense for the first time. Ed Luther replacing Dan Fouts is a 4-year man. He's been understudying Fouts for the last 4 years, but hasn't seen much action and comes out throwing to Chandler. Wes Chandler at the 15-yard line up to the 17 for a pickup of 5. Take a look at the high-powered San Diego Chargers offense, still #1 in passing in the National Football League. Luther, of course, the key man at the quarterback position. We're going with a double tight end setup the way things stand right now, and Chuck Muncie, the lone running back. Pete Holohan is one of those tight ends, and the other, of course, is Kellen Winslow, perhaps the premier tight end in all of football. Also, a young man by the name of Andrew Gissinger in at the right tackle position, who has replaced Russ Washington, who is a regular for 15 years in that Charger offensive line. 2nd down, 6 for the Chargers at their own 21. Muncie across the 25 up to the 27-yard line. Now let's show you the Cowboy defense. Interesting thing about the front 4 as you look at them, all 4 of these men were all pros in the NFL at one time or another during the course of their career. All 4 of them. Dutton, of course, with Baltimore one time. The linebackers, veteran crew there, anchored by Bob Brunig in the middle. And the D-backs for the Cowboys. You got names such as Everson Walls trying to become the first man ever to lead the NFL in pass interceptions 3 years in a row. 3rd down, Chargers still need 1 for the first down at their 27. Chuck Muncie caught behind the line by Michael Downs, number 26, and is dropped for the loss of 2 or 3 on the play, and that'll set up a punting situation.
Geez, I'm sort of disappointed they tried to run outside when they only needed a foot for the first down, especially with a back that size, but it must be due to the game plan, and they're going right by the game plan right now. As the game moves along, they may change your thinking on short yard situations and attack them.
Maury Buford is the San Diego punter, an 8th-round draft pick out of Texas Tech last year, and the Cowboys are employing a new punt returner today in Gary Allen, number 31, who's replaced Rod Hill. Hill been running a little bit too much east and west instead of north and south, according to head coach Tom Landry. Good kick.
That's a return-type ball, Frank.
Allen at the 17, 20, 25, up across the 30 to the 34-yard line. Now for an NFL report, let's go to Brent Musburger in New York. Brent?
Frank, the Redskins have scored quickly on the Giants, and it's John Riggins of the Redskins powering in here for his 15th touchdown of the season. The Skins are up by 7 points. Let's go back to Frank and Derek.
Well, that may be a long afternoon for the New York Giants.
Oh, I know. The Redskins are so efficient right now offensively. Everything they do, they just move the ball methodically down the field. Ball control type plays, running and passing. They're tough to stop.
Redskins 1 game behind the Cowboys in the NFC East. The punt, by the way, by Buford, 58 yards. Nice return of 17 by Gary Allen. And a Dallas first down at the 34. White out to Tony Hill. 35 up to the 40 and bumped out of bounds at the 40-yard line. So he got 6 on the play. And it'll be 2nd down and 4. Lyndon King and Gil Byrd collaborating on the stop.
This was a little quick screen where they faked to the running back up inside. Now see the man inside the slot. Watch inside the slot, number 88. Now he got the ball. He's the lead blocker on this play. See him? Come on, knock him down. He didn't get a good enough block right there. Tony Hill thinks he isn't paid to block anybody out there, right?
He can catch it.
Oh, yeah. And actually, he's a good blocker as a wide receiver, too.
2nd down, 4. Cowboys at their 40. No score. Still in early in the first period of play. Nothing there. As the middle of the Chargers defensive line collaborates on the stop on Dorsett. Maybe he got a tough yard out of that one, but certainly no more than that. Woody Lowe, number 51, and Lyndon King, number 57, the outside linebackers on the stop.
Frank, I was really impressed on the practice field Friday with the intensity and the enthusiasm that the Chargers practice with. I mean, they really work. You would never read this squad as having only won 3 football games. You'd think they'd won 8 football games the way they worked. That's a salute to Don Coryell, really.
This defense has done a good job, and by the way, it is tutored by Tom Bass, who used to be the defensive coordinator at Tampa Bay under John McKay. Switching to the 3-4 this year. Pass is blocked, caught by Springs on the rebound, but dropped for the loss back at the 33-yard line. Miles McPherson, number 24, came in there, got the hands up, and White gets credit for a pass completion.
It's tough to bat a pass back here in the shotgun formation because you get there deep so quickly, but there it is. It's not batted by a lineman, it's batted by a defensive back. See it right there, and he makes the tackle on Ron Springs, who makes his reception. He didn't expect to have that ball drop in his hands.
That sets up 4th and 11, and back to do the punting is Danny White. White kicking for the 3rd week for the Cowboys.
The runs down, the punt is blocked.
This will be running for a touchdown, but there is a penalty marker down on the play. Number 55 for the Chargers, Derrie Nelson, a former Cowboy. The penalty is against Dallas. Touchdown counts.
He's back there punting right now. You can see he's forming the ball, maybe taking a little too long, but this guy was turned loose on the line of scrimmage. Miles McPherson, number 24, defensive back. Now Derrie Nelson, number 55, picks it up. He's a running back. He puts it in the end zone. Whew, are they excited in this stadium right now?
But Nerska is on to try the extra points. What a series of downs for McPherson. He was the guy who blocked the pass on White, and now he blocks the punt, and Nelson scores. 21 yards on the punt return for the touchdown. And so for the 11th time this year, the Dallas Cowboys are behind in a football game.
It looks like the rusher, Miles McPherson, came over the left side of the punt formation of the Dallas Cowboys. It looked like nobody touched him. Look at Coryell. You talk about intense. I love it. Look at him. Look at that.
He's ready to go out and do it himself if nobody else wants to.
He can. I'll tell you, and he relays that and transmits that to his football players. That's why this football team won't lay down and die.
Interesting note on Derrie Nelson, the man who scored the touchdown. He was a Cowboys number 4 draft pick a couple of years ago who was released and later picked up by the Chargers.
You It's here, Cadillac Cimarron 84. This one's got the touch. Clean, crisp, fun to drive. With a feel for the road and that Cadillac touch. Everywhere you look, this one's got the touch.
The touch.
Cimarron.
Best of all, it's a Cadillac.
East Point, Maine and Milwaukee both mean something great to these guys. East Point means a New England clam bake, summer fun and food at its best. And Milwaukee means beer, cold, crisp, old Milwaukee beer, and smooth, golden, old Milwaukee Light.
And old Milwaukee.
And old Milwaukee Light.
Taste as great as their name.
You know, guys, it doesn't get any better than this.
And we welcome all of you back to San Diego Stadium, where the Chargers have just electrified this capacity crowd by blocking a Danny White punt and running it in 21 yards for a touchdown. Derrie Nelson doing the honors. Welcome particularly to those of you who have been watching the Green Bay, Minnesota game. And that division is certainly tightened up now with the Packers beating the Minnesota Vikings. And for those of you who joined us too late to see the block punt, we'll show it to you after the kickoff. Benershka. This one to Timmy Newsom at the 1-yard line. Newsom up to the 10, 15. Past the 20, still on his feet at the 25, and has finally dropped at the 28. Let's see if we can figure out where the coverage broke down here on this punt.
I think it broke down on the left side of the protection. Now look to the left side right there. Here he comes. See him right there. Came right by the center, right up the middle, right there. Boom, he stretches out real nice, hits that point about 9 yards in front of that original alignment position. Derrie Nelson, 55, picks it. Oh, come on, Danny, tackle that guy. Didn't want to tackle him.
They don't pay him to tackle.
Touchdown. Can you think of anything that's a bigger throw for a linebacker than to score a touchdown?
Especially against a team that drafted him. 1st and 10, Dallas from its 28-yard line. White, undaunted, comes out throwing. Springs, 30, 35, and out of bounds near the first down marker at the 37-yard line. We've got just over 6 minutes left to play in the opening period here at Jack Murphy San Diego Stadium, with the Chargers leading the Cowboys 7-0. These two teams have only played twice before in regular season, once here and once in Dallas, and the Cowboys have won both.
You know, Danny Walters over at the right corner position, number 23, was crowding Drew Pearson at the breaking point about 12, 15 yards downfield. I wouldn't be surprised to see Drew try to go behind him for a big one.
2nd down, 1. Dallas at its 37. Cowboys playing it conservative, going for the first down, and they should have it. Everything in order.
Now watch Cosby, number 84. Now watch him. He's going to go in motion and try to get to the point of attack as a lead blocker rather than a fullback in the eye. See him go in there now? He's looking for the nose guard. Bang, he got a nice block on him right there. On Rick Ackerman, number 91. He did his job, but it broke down other places.
Ackerman playing a nose guard for the first time this year, normally a defensive end.
That's the advantage of that one-back position. That big tight end is utilized really as a fullback.
1st and 10, Cowboys at their 39. Danny White, intended for Springs, had his hands on it, couldn't hold it at the 41-yard line of the San Diego Chargers. Andre Young, number 49, back there defending, almost made a great catch.
Yes, he was covered tightly by Andrew Young, number 49, a strong safety. See him crossing the formation. There's 2 people crossing. Now you look right in the middle of the screen. There he appears. He's got about a step on him, but it was just about an inch off his fingertips, and he couldn't hang on to it.
It has been just about 10 years since the Cowboys last had a punt blocked and returned for a touchdown. It happened against the Redskins back in 1973 by Ken Stone.
I've seen it I've seen the Cowboys do it to other teams, including the Eagles one of them.
2nd and 10. Dallas from its 39. You can see Springs particularly getting muddy already in the goo out there. Drew Pearson making the catch at midfield, well beyond the first down marker. Pearson with his 2nd catch of the day. Danny Walters, the rookie from Arkansas, number 4 draft pick. back there defending. There's a young man that Don Coryell is very proud of. He leads the club in interceptions with 4.
He really has been a pleasant surprise. The number 4 draft choice. They knew he was a good football player, but they didn't anticipate him starting. That's why they had traded for Reuben Henderson.
Arkansas has been good to the Chargers down through the years, going all the way back to Lance Alworth. Provided them with a lot of stars. Of course, Walters, Billy Ray Smith this year. 1st and 10 from the 49.
Should be a penalty on that. Should be a penalty on that. They called it.
There is a marker down.
You'll see this, that the wide receiver came in and cracked back block. That's a hard one for me to say, right? Prior to the reception of the ball. That's not legal. Let's see what they call.
Offensive pass interference.
Yeah, they call it. Yeah, number 80.
It's against Tony Hill. While they march it off here, we'll give you a rundown on the scores that we have so far. Several games still in progress, of course, late starting games along with this one. These are finals. The Eagles lose their 5th in a row, 2nd time this year, to the Bears. Cleveland over Tampa Bay. Shutting him out.
Offensive pass interference, number 80. Still 1st down.
Penalty yardage of 10 yards, walked off back to the 40-yard line. America's Tom. Houston over Detroit. How about that? The Oilers finally won.
Isn't that super? Not that I want to see Detroit beaten, but it's great to see a losing team finally get their first win.
And this may surprise a few people. New England put it on Miami pretty good, 17-6. It is 1st and 20. Cowboys at their 40, having a tough time getting started. Dorsett out to the 41-yard line.
These Chargers are fired up. You can feel the intensity and the tempo all the way up here in the press box.
Pick up of just a couple of yards on that play. Here's another final. St. Louis in a bit of an upset, beating Seattle. Roy Green had 4 touchdown passes for the Cardinals in that one, or receptions actually. And Buffalo beating the Jets 24-17 as Joe Walton's longest year continues. And Kansas City topping Cincinnati 20-15. That should pretty well bring you up to date on the games that are final. There are several going on right now. 2nd and 19. White. Little drop off to Springs. Well covered at the 43 after a gain of a yard. And those muddy white shirts are swarming all over the place.
They really are flying around. He really wanted to throw the ball to Tony Hill on about a 15-yard curl pattern downfield, but the underneath coverage by the linebackers took it away, and he had to lay it off for the short gain.
White has put it up 9 times, completed 6. Springs covered off an excellent week last week against the Philadelphia Eagles. Kind of a one-man gang, catching the ball, running it very well. One of the big reasons I think Springs is fired up, he's got his contract problems behind him. He signed a nice, nifty new contract about a month ago. 3rd down, 17. Dallas at its 42. 3.5 minutes remaining in the opening period. White, sideline throw intended for Timmy Newsome. And again, the Cowboys will be punting.
Really, now you're going to see that Carlos Bradley, number 50, is isolated on him one-on-one. See him play him inside out right now. Now Newsome, number 30, breaks to the left of your screen, but the ball is just thrown a little bit too wide. A little bit too wide. That's just a passing error, not a receiving error. Danny just a little bit off, but you know if he keeps throwing, that things are going to start going positive because he's too good a passer to keep throwing incomplete passes.
White punting, and a new return man for the Chargers, Hosea Fortuné, who played his college football at Rice, waiting for this one to come down out of the stratosphere at the 10, 15, 20. And knocked out of bounds at that point. He was picked up when the Chargers lost Roger Carr due to injuries and activated just the last couple of weeks. Once again, it was Bill Bates who made the stop for the Dallas Cowboys. We've got a timeout here at Jack Murphy Stadium with the Chargers leading the Cowboys 7-0.
For dawn to dusk on a single tank full of fuel, plus Cadillac roominess and comfort. Move up to a 1984 diesel-powered Cadillac, a Fleetwood Brougham with range like this, or a DeVille, an Eldorado, or Seville. The diesel-powered Cadillacs, whichever model you choose.
Best of all, it's a Cadillac.
We brought solar telecommunications to the jungles of Colombia, microwave telecommunications to Mexico and Spain, optical fiber telecommunications to Belgium, and satellite telecommunications to Algeria, China, and Italy, to name just a few of the countries.
G.
No, GTE.
Get a chance here to watch Bonsai Billy Bates at work of the Cowboys.
Number 40. See him working inside out on the return man. And then here comes the oldest man on the team, number 44, Bobby Newhouse, in there doing the same thing that a rookie's doing. That shows me great character by both of these people. The old man, not old, he's 33, just a kid, really.
First and 10 for the San Diego Chargers, who lead in this game despite the fact they haven't picked up a first down yet. Ed Luther. Protection is good, going to Charlie Joyner. Down the middle, Bob Brunig got his hands on the ball and tipped it away. You're talking about guys who've been around a while. How about this fella?
This guy is really something special. You know, the other day when I walked in the locker room, Frank, he says, Coach, you going to go back into coaching? I said, I don't have any plans to. I said, why do you ask that? And he says, well, just in case, I wanted you to know that I can still play, and in case they think I'm too old around here, I have another place to go.
He's also a very superstitious guy. He rides to every game with Sid Brooks, who is the equipment man for the San Diego Chargers. Every game he has to come with him. Second and 10. Chargers at their own 18-yard line. Luther to throw it, completes the short throw to Muncie, very close to the first down at the 28-yard line. Chuck Muncie, who of course was one of the top players in the league with the New Orleans Saints, one of the high draft picks when he came into the league originally and traded several years ago to the Chargers, and he is their main man in offense. Mike Hagman making the stop. It'll be third down and a yard needed for the first down. Muncie is the horse of the Chargers horse and pony act. The pony, of course, is James Brooks. A situation much like Riggins and Joe Washington with the Redskins. On 3rd and 1, they'll throw. Chandler, 30, 40, and dragged out of bounds at the 49-yard line. Dennis Thurman finally made the stop. This is one of the few teams where 3rd and 1 is a passing situation.
Yeah, this is a passing down, 3rd and 1. That's long yardage. Here it is, little short pitch pass now in the one-on-one situation with Dennis Thurman. Now, you'll have to remember that this guy, number 89, Wes Chandler, was a running back as well in college, averaging 5.8 yards a rush as a college running back. So he can run with a football.
A 20-yard pickup on the play, and the Chargers have their first down of the afternoon at their own 46-yard line. Just over 2 minutes left in the opening period.
I think we'll see a lot of those short passes, Frank.
Well, Chandler comes out momentarily, and Luther back to throw it. Wants to go long, and he does. Airs it out for Duckworth at the goal line. Almost intercepted. Well defended by Michael Downs of the Cowboys. For an NFL Today report, let's go back to Brent Musburger in New York.
Frank, here's the play that knocked the New York Jets completely out of the championship picture in the AFC East. From the shotgun, Joe Ferguson of the Bills sends Cribbs out, gets him isolated on a linebacker, winning touchdown with just 24 seconds to go. Let's go back now to Frank and Dick.
I tell you, the Jets may need a team psychiatrist more than anything else. With all that talent, you wonder how they can't be winning.
Well, sometimes we all do as coaches, and I think spectators and fans, news media people overrate somebody.
2nd and 10 for the Chargers at their 46. Luther going to Kellen Winslow. His first catch of the day, takes the ball across the 50 and down to the 47-yard line of the Dallas Cowboys. Bill Bates made the stop. Bates lines up as really almost a middle linebacker, doesn't he, in that 4-0 defense?
Well, when they're in a nickel defense, he lines up on the man in the backfield regardless of where that man is lining up. If the man is in a fullback position, then he looks like a middle linebacker. If he's over in a halfback position, then he looks like an outside linebacker.
I got a letter from somebody about Bates a couple of weeks back after we did a Dallas game. Said I shouldn't refer to him as a kamikaze, because that's a one-shot guy, as a kamikaze. He takes a lot of shots. 3rd and 4 from the 48 of Dallas. Luther, bullet downfield, Almost picked off by Thurman. It was intended for Chandler, but Chandler never got near the football. What do you think happened there?
I think there was a breakdown in communication then. Dallas Cowboys were in their nickel defense. I think the coverage changed. The quarterback knew what was happening, but the receivers didn't read the coverage as he did, because you know this offense is very sophisticated. It's based on coverage, it's based on timing principles, and evidently someone made a mistake there.
That's why you see the Chargers rarely get a sack.
Well, they throw the ball in about 2.5 seconds half the time.
Their offensive line leads the NFL in least number of sacks allowed with 13. Punting situation here for San Diego. And Maury Buford in to kick for the second time. Allen is deep. He bobbles it. Bates tried to get to it to block it. Couldn't. And we got a penalty marker down at the line of scrimmage. Looked like Bates held up a little at the line of scrimmage. And when he saw him bobble it, then he really went after it.
What happens in this situation, the punting rhythm changes when the punter drops the ball or fumbles it. And then linemen are used to a specific punting rhythm and head off.
Ineligible man, downfield. Number 51 on the offense.
That's it, Pat. You're right. See what happened? He left early. Let's see if we can see this on a replay.
Ineligible man. Offense, number 51. Decline. First down.
Bobbled the ball. He bobbled it. Now, see, that changes the timing as to when those linemen can release. It took him longer, and people were downfield. Here's another good shot of this, Frank. Look at this. See, he had plenty of time, but the linemen are releasing, expecting the ball to be punted.
Well, Dallas is apparently going to decline the penalty here. And they'll take over at the 20-yard line when we come back to Jack Murphy Stadium right after this.
It wasn't easy, but now, after all those work-in lunches, late nights, and weekends away, you've made it to the top of your field. You deserve a car at the top of its field. America's luxury leader for 35 consecutive years. A car that says inside and out, in the most thoughtful and accommodating ways, you have indeed arrived.
Best of all, it's a Cadillac.
This is the place for the real taste of beer. Look around. Pabst is the place. There's just no doubt about it.
Pabst isn't beer drinking beer. I feel qualified to say that.
Pabst is the place. Your good friends all around you. For the real taste of beer and all the good times you have here.
This is one place they still know how to brew beer.
For the real taste of beer, Pabst is the place.
A bit of sunshine and a lot of clouds hanging over San Diego's Jack Murphy Stadium as we go back to play with a minute and 15 seconds left in the opening period. And Dallas in its customary opening quarter posture of being behind. Cowboys trailing San Diego 7-0 on a blocked punt and return by Derrie Nelson. First and 10, Cowboys at the 20. You're set in the one-back offense. Trying to get outside, gets a good block. You know, we were talking about Tony Hill a minute ago, missing a block there. That time, Tony Hill got a nifty block.
This is what makes him so valuable. He's turning out in there. Watch him. Now he's going to move back to the inside. He's going to pick that guy off right there. That allowed Tony Dorsett, number 33, to get outside one-on-one on Bird, number 22. Then Lyndon King, 57, comes over to help out.
Dorsett.
That's what's so great about Dorsett. He's up inside. He can bounce all the way inside or outside in that running formation.
He picked up 5 on the play, leaving the Cowboys with a 2nd and 5 from their 25. White, protection good. Dorsett underneath, 25, 30, up to the 32. Took the punishment, as usual, but picked up the first down at the 33-yard line. Gil Bird, 22, and Lyndon King, number 57, on the stop.
This was an example of the line flex. Oh, we just missed it, darn it. We missed it. The line flexed, and San Diego defensive line jumped offside, thinking they were going on a quick count.
Well,
nice little pass. He's back there with a lot of time. Now he's going to lay it off to his right.
Got back just in time, so no penalty flags down, and the Cowboys have a first down at the 33-yard line. White, sideline throw, Hill at the 45, and carries to the 48, 15 yards, and another first down, and a fine catch by the man.
Now this is a great shot. Now look at him isolated one-on-one on Gil Bird. This is 80 Tony Hill. Gill's got him covered outside. Now he sticks him right there, comes back. Now watch him come back to the ball. See him come back to the ball? That's how that pass was completed. Very good job. Good job of coverage, actually.
That is the end of the first period of play here at Jack Murphy Stadium in San Diego, with the Chargers leading the Dallas Cowboys 7-0 and a capacity crowd approving.
It's here, Cadillac Cimarron 84. This one's got the touch. Clean, crisp, fun to drive. With a feel for the road and that Cadillac touch. Everywhere you look, this one's got the touch.
The touch.
Cimarron.
Best of all, it's a Cadillac.
Some things speak for themselves.
Digital readouts, onboard computer diagnostics, advanced electronics developed by General Motors for the 747. Now many of the same engineers are building the same technology into new GM cars and trucks. So you and your car can drive smarter. Nobody sweats the details like GM.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Cadillac Motor Car Division and your Cadillac dealer. And by Anheuser-Busch St. Louis Brewers of Michelob. Some things speak for themselves.
Frank Lieber along with Dick Vermeil. Welcome back to sunny San Diego. Cowboys have the football. They have a 1st and 10 at their 47-yard line. They trail 7-0.
2 tight ends, Frank. Last time they were in 2 tight ends, they threw a pass.
Springs and Dorsett are the setbacks. Tony Dorsett caught behind the line of scrimmage. Fine defensive play by Keith Ferguson, number 76. You know, there's criticism of this defensive line and that they're small, and Ferguson is actually a converted linebacker. What, about 240?
Yeah,
that's light.
He's stretching it to be 240 pounds, but they really like the way he plays. He was an offensive tackle his first year in college as a sophomore, then a linebacker his junior and senior year. And he's really on the light side, but as he bulks up, lifting the weight in their off-season program, they expect him to be a fine defensive end.
2nd down 12 for the Cowboys after a loss of 2 in the play back to the 45-yard line. Dorsett has rushed 8 times and picked up 14 yards. Flag is down. Hill cranks it up. White cranks it up to Tony Hill. He's out of bounds at the 35, but the Cowboys may have been in motion. Illegal procedure against Dallas.
Big Louis Kelcher's in there at nose guard right now. How'd you like to be an offensive center lined up and look and see a guy weighs 305 pounds sitting on your nose?
Well, it's got the call here.
Illegal procedure. Failed. Halt 1 second. Offense.
What was that?
He failed to pause for a second. Why don't you explain that?
Failed to pause for a second. Oh, in the shift in the backfield. They shifted. Everybody that's making a movement other than a man in motion leaving the line of scrimmage must be totally stable in one position for 1 second or more prior to the snap.
2nd down 17. Cowboys back at their 40. White with the deep drop. Going underneath with the pass completion, but trying to get a little bit of it back. Didn't get that much, however. Hitting Dorsett over on the far sidelines near the Cowboy bench.
Good underneath coverage by the linebackers. Here's Billy Ray Smith, the #1 pick from Arkansas. What a fine-looking specimen. earlier today, he was visiting with his father, of course, a 14-year-old pro football, 14 years of experience in the pro football. His dad. Look at that. What a pair.
Of course, Billy Ray Smith lives in Plano, Texas, just north of the Dallas area. This is the first time that Billy Ray Sr. has seen his son play in San Diego. 3rd down and 11. Cowboys at the 46. Crowd really getting into it now. White going long. Hill couldn't run underneath it, but he was behind Gil Bird, the cornerback, by 2 or 3 steps.
I've been expecting him to go deep because they've been getting a lot of single coverage at the corner position, and they've been playing tight, contesting everything, and I've been expecting him to go ahead and try to go by him.
Well, if the pass would have been there, that would have been 6.
6 points. You know what? On this soft turf, it's tough for a corner to make that tight pivot and really take off and sprint. He's got to be careful.
White to do the punting for the 3rd time today, and Hosea Fortuné. Fortuné was originally with the Oilers and was caught and picked up by the Chargers, who've had all kinds of injury problems. Fumbles the ball. Loose football at the 17-yard line. Let's see who got it. Indications are that the first indication I got was that the Chargers retained possession, and they did at the 15-yard line. Bates doesn't like it.
He's looking up for that football. Good concentration, but it slips right through the hand. Nice contact there. I can't see the number on the jersey who's making that contact.
That's Fellows.
There comes Bates, number 40, trying to finish him off. That was Fellows, number 27, making that shot on him.
Timeout here in San Diego with the Chargers leading the Cowboys in the 2nd quarter.
You're looking at the unique aerodynamic design of the new '84 Ford Tempo. But come on in for the inside story. Tempo has more driver legroom than an Audi 5000. There's a clear view of the instrument cluster. Driver's controls and storage areas are fingertips away. And Tempo's interior actually has more rear room than the Mercedes 300D. The new Ford Tempo. Have you driven the best-built American cars? Have you driven a Ford lately?
We're beginning our descent into the Dallas-Fort Worth Airport. Good.
This is an American Airlines flight attendants class, a training program so selective only 1 out of 200 applicants is accepted. Here's Shelley Hughes learn to give you the best flight possible, and she'll continue to receive even more training. We taught Shelley a lot, but some things we didn't have to teach her.
Happy birthday.
We're American Airlines, doing what we do best.
Chargers ball, 1st and 10 at their 15-yard line. That's the time remaining in the 2nd period of play. San Diego leading 7-0 on the strength of a block punt and returned by Derrie Nelson. Muncy trying to get it outside and fights hard to get back to the line of scrimmage as the Cowboys jammed it up well. Larry Bethea, number 76 in there, along with Too Tall Jones. In the 4th period, Pittsburgh leading Baltimore 24-13. Washington over the Giants in the 2nd period, 13-3. Big game in the NFC West, and the 49ers out in front of New Orleans up in San Francisco, and Denver leads the Raiders 10-3. Our score 7-0 San Diego. 2nd down 10 for the Chargers at the 15. Luther rolling out, get a little more time. He buys it. Completes the pass to Charlie Joyner at the 25-yard line.
Now there's one advantage of Luther that you have over Fouts in that he is more mobile and they can do more things with him. Look at old Charlie Joyner.
That is a big pass reception for Charlie Joyner. He now becomes the NFL's 7th all-time receiver.
Now Ed Luther, number 11, is going to drop back and he's going to sprint to the right. 1, 2, 3. Now here he comes to the right. See him coming out with Dennis McKnight. The guard right there, number 60. See him? He's actually the offensive center. Rolled out, throwing to his right. Here's Charlie. Tuck it away, Charlie. Boom, you're going to get hit. He's used to getting hit. Look at that. He just keeps right on going.
Got thumped pretty good by Everson Walls. That was close enough for measurement, and the measurement indicated the Chargers didn't quite have enough for the 1st down. So they're looking at 2nd now and less than a yard.
Close to a passing down.
Don Coryell's been with this team since midseason of 1978. They lost 4 straight games that year. They've lost 4 in a row right now, and certainly one of the big reasons is this man not being in the lineup, Dan Fouts.
He's not only a great player, he's a great leader.
3rd down, less than a yard for the first for the Chargers at their 25. Muncy has the first and more. Takes it across the 30 to the 32 before Michael Downs, number 26, makes the stop. He does run hard.
They already moved the fullback in the fullback position in motion. Now you can see big 63 Doug Rocherson coming around. Watch him. Boom, he gets a nice block right there. He cuts up inside, he's running. That's 240 pounds of running back right there. And he is so fluid when you watch him in the practice field. I coached against him a couple of years. Of course, I hated him then, Frank, but you look at him now and you see him moving. It's just unbelievable how a man that size can move.
You coached against him in college, didn't you? When he was with Cal. Luther with the sideline throw intended for Chandler, incomplete in front of the Dallas bench. A reminder, this telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League. It's intended for the private use of our audience, and any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the San Diego Chargers and the National Football League is prohibited. Ed Luther coming into this game 3 touchdowns and 11 interceptions, and he's actually at the bottom of the heap in the NFC passing statistics. Thus far, he has hit 5 out of 9 for 48 yards. 2nd and 10 from the 30. They go with the draw play. Muncy gets by the first wave. Bob Brunick finally stops him, but not before he picks up yardage to the 37-yard line. He had absolutely nothing there at the line of scrimmage, wound up picking 7, and Muncy may have been shaken up. Muncy is hurt. That's all that Coryell needs is to lose him now.
Well, he's had a sore groin. He's had a very sore groin. Played a little last week. Now you can see this is a draw play. See, they're all blocking his pass. You can see the hole open right there. Look at him. He looks for that point of attack. Big man now. See, doesn't wrap him up. Who is that? Anthony Dickerson, 51. Didn't get him wrapped up. Boy, when you're 240 pounds, you can keep moving forward.
Muncy trotting off the field. And he'll get a breather.
He's the number 8 rusher in the AFC with 610 yards coming into this football game.
3rd down. Chargers will need 3 for the first down with the ball spotted at the San Diego 38-yard line. Still 7-0. San Diego, 11 minutes left to play in the first half. Apparently a recurrence of that groin problem by Muncy, and they're checking it down in the field. Charlie Joyner in motion across the backfield. Pass dumped off on the far sideline, and almost breaking it out there is Ernest Jackson. Jackson, rookie running back from Texas A&M, coming out of the backfield, has the first down at the 46.
Now he's coming in motion. Watch Joyner come in motion. He shortens the corner there, pulling the defense with him. Now you can't see that, but people are all following him over there. Now Ernie is outside. There was a nice block by Houlihan right there. He's outside and running clean. They like this Ernie Jackson. All he really needs is experience.
He's an 8th-round draft choice and led the Chargers in preseason rushing. 1st and 10, San Diego at their 46. It's only the 3rd first down for the Chargers. Muncy right back in there and running hard for another 10. He is a load. Ed Jones, number 72, finally making the stop, and leading the way was Kellen Winslow.
Now you're looking right. You see the 2 big guards right there, both of them pulling right now. Now you see Ed White, number 66, up inside the hole. See him, 67 rather. There he is. Gets a nice block, and he's right up behind him. Here's Winslow split out as a wide receiver. Now he's got the point of attack block. He's on a defensive back, number 26, Michael Downs. He gets him blocked. 7-8-yard gain.
Officials mark it at the Dallas 46, 2nd and 2. Muncy, not this time. Mike Hagman, number 58, got him behind the line of scrimmage and dropped him at the 50.
That was a little jab counter play by the one back in the backfield, and he was going to break back to his left under a lineman pulling. But the linebacker was dogging, got penetration, and took too long.
Hagman comes out on the passing situations. Excellent against the run, and a teammate of Too Tall Jones in college at Tennessee State. Look how muddy it is out there. They're right now in one of the muddiest parts of the field. There's a muddy part at the 50 where they are, and then another one down about the 15 in the direction they're heading.
Plus, these fields aren't set up for the wet weather. They're not used to getting a lot of rain.
3rd and 5. Luther to Joyner. Couldn't hold it. It was there. Rod Hill came over defending, but the pass was on the money for Charlie Joyner, and he doesn't drop many of those. What do you do with Kellen Winslow? How do you stop
what they normally try to do, and they use him in motion to try to get him off the line of scrimmage clean, but many times they're still going to deck him. Try to work him over, see one man belt him right there. Winslow gives him another little shot. A little love tap in the back. That Bates is tough, though. It doesn't bother him.
Bates is taking on a guy that's about a half a foot taller than he is.
See, Kellen didn't like it either.
And he gave him a little poke back. Yeah. Buford to do the punting. Allen chasing this one to the near sidelines, but out of bounds somewhere between the 10 and the 20. And closer to the 20. They're going to mark it right at the 19, looks like. Fans don't like the spot that the official has given it right now. Cowboys will get it. They're going to put it at the 20. 9 minutes, 7 seconds left to play in the first half here at Jack Murphy Stadium in San Diego. It's still San Diego 7 and Dallas nothing.
This bud's to everyone who tackles the changes and challenges of that new promotion.
This bud's for you. There's no one else who does it quite the way you do. So this is you for all you do.
Yep, just for you, that distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do. This bud's for you.
Can a standard-size pickup truck haul a 5-ton cable car? A tough Ford did it and hauled it up some of San Francisco's steepest hills, too. This is Ford's 6.9-liter diesel, the most powerful diesel ever put in a pickup. And there's Ford's full-size cab comfort, too. For 1984, Ford pickups power to the top again. The best-built American trucks are built Ford tough.
NCAA basketball returns to CBS Sports as Larry Brown makes his Kansas coaching debut against last year's runner-up Houston in 2 weeks on CBS Sports.
The lights are on here at Jack Murphy Stadium in San Diego with Dick Vermeil. This is Frank Lieber. Dallas Cowboys have a 1st and 10 at their 20-yard line. They trail 7-0 with 9 minutes and 7 seconds left to play in the first half. White handing off to Dorsett, who's having a tough time getting on track.
Number 33.
White in the passing department has hit 9 out of 14 for 62 yards, but he's had some receivers open. You kind of get the feeling when White gets it going, we may see something big.
He'll have a shot. Here's Dorsett. He's being forced to run to the sideline and not given his great run cutback. Now, see it? Watch the alignment flex as they go. See him flex? Now, they're trying to disguise the alignment of the back by doing that. That's one of the things they're doing. Now, here he is. He'd like to cut right back, but he can't do it. Mike Green, 58, was in the hole. See that? Now he's sliding the long line of scrimmage, and the best way to defense him is keep him running parallel.
2nd and 9. Cowboys at the 21. They're close to the muddiest part of the field right now, back at the 20. Pitches to Springs. Across the 25, out near the 30-yard line, right at the first down marker is where he went out of bounds. Let's see where they spot it and whether they give the Cowboys the first down. Pretty good blocking along the way.
Oh, the key is the block by the tight end to the right of your screen, number 84, Doug Cosby. Now watch him step out there and get a nice block on Ray Preston, number 52. Now watch him. He's going to stay after him. Now he's got him hooked. Don't hold him. That's it. He's not holding him. He got him hooked right there. If you hook that linebacker, you've got a chance to run outside clean.
Not quite enough for the first down. It'll be 3rd down and a yard. Cowboys at their 29-yard line, and the Chargers defensively giving them all they can handle so far this afternoon. Springs stood up straight at the line of scrimmage. He didn't get it. Left side of the Chargers defensive line, standing Ron Springs up. Particularly Mike Green, number 58, the linebacker.
The two linebackers did a great job. Billy Ray stood it up, and then Mike Green, number 58. Now see him hand it off. He's heading into work. See it now. See number 58 hit it right up in the hole. Really stuffed the play. Fine linebacking play by rookie Mike Green. Let's take another look from the end zone. Now watch the left linebacker, 54. He stuffs it. Now here comes 58 up inside there, and he puts his helmet on him, and no first down.
And the hand is for the Charger defense.
They're really playing football, Frank. You know, I love that Mike Green, that number 58. Love those kind of guys. Here he is, a number 9 round draft choice, and he's playing every bit as well as their first round draft choice.
Well, Tom Bass, his defensive coach, says he may be the best 9th round pick in NFL history. Wes Chandler fields this one at the 30. We got a flag, gonna have a clip.
Yeah.
And I think Chandler may have seen the flag, and he's probably said to himself, why punish my body? I'll just go out of bounds.
Right. He's a great punt returner, this Chandler is. He has been, of course, since he's become a great wide receiver. They don't use him as often in that position, but he is really talented, that guy.
That is the 3rd punt returner the Chargers have used this afternoon. He started the game with Brooks, then they went to Fortuné, now they've got Chandler back there.
He'll use the hands, pushing the back on the return, number 22.
You know, people sometimes say, why are the NFL games a little bit longer? I think one of the #1 reasons are the penalties within the kicking game. Now, you can see this. See it right there? There's pushing it back right there. Obvious. Very poor judgment by the blocker.
Gil Bird, number 22, the rookie #1 draft pick.
Just poor judgment on Gil's part.
He'll use the hands, pushing the back on the return, number 22.
Officials walk it off back to the 19-yard line, and the Chargers will put it in play with 7 minutes and 45 seconds left to play in the first half. The block punt and return for the touchdown by Derrie Nelson, the only score of the game so far.
Ford Motor Company invites comparison
to anything.
Made anywhere.
By anybody.
Compare this $55,000 Mercedes Coupe to this Thunderbird Turbo. Compare the new Ford Tempo to the Audi 4000 or the Chrysler K cars. Only Tempo gives you both front-wheel drive and independent rear suspension. Compare Cadillac to the highest quality luxury car built in America, the Lincoln Town Car. Compare any small car on the road to the best-selling car in the world, the Ford Escort. Compare Ford trucks.
Our full-size pickups are the best-selling line of trucks in the country.
And we're the leader in vans.
Compare our quality. We're building the highest quality cars and trucks of any major U.S. manufacturer.
Compare our cars and our trucks
to anything.
Made anywhere.
By anybody.
You're gonna love them.
You're gonna love the quality Ford. Quality is job one.
We're ready.
Frank Lieber along with Dick Vermeil. That's the time remaining in the second period. Chargers 1st and 10 at their 19. Final score as the Steelers put another one on their win streak, which has now reached 7 by beating Baltimore. Muncie racked up behind the line of scrimmage. Loss of 2 on the play, back to the 17. This man was not always known for Air Coryell, was he?
Well, he's always been known for a great offensive coach. Actually, maybe one of the guys that really developed the I formation all the way back up in Wenatchee Junior College up in Washington. But he's been able to do what he had to do to win with football. He had a great running attack, power I, here at San Diego State in the 60s, early 60s, that were one of the best offenses in football, and he didn't throw the ball very often.
Of course, no stranger to the Cowboys. He dueled with them for some 5 years when he was head coach of the St. Louis Cardinals. 2nd and 12 after the loss of 2. Luther on the rollout being pressured. Randy White almost got a piece of him. Gets the pass away, and a great catch on the far sideline in front of the Cowboy bench by Chandler. He caught that thing on Dennis Thurman almost sitting down.
The whole key to this is the fact that he comes back for the football. Now watch him take off. He's a great sprinter, has that tremendous speed. He's really pushing the defender deep. See him push him right there? Now watch him work back. Watch him now work back to the line of scrimmage. Keep coming, West. Keep coming. Keep coming. See, that just makes it that much tougher for the defender to go ahead and close on him and make the play.
And he knew where the first down marker was.
You can't afford to crowd him, that's all.
14 yards on the play, and a San Diego first down at the 30-yard line. Luther. Charlie Joyner with a one-handed grab at the 50. He went out of bounds at that point. And it'll be another first down. 36 years old and still making catches like this.
He must have been upset about the one he just dropped. Here he is sitting into a zone. See him work into the zone right there in between the 2 defenders. Look at him reach up there with that right hand. That was a zone defense. No one covering him man-to-man. Zone defense. That's the 3rd oldest receiver in football today. 4th oldest all time still playing.
He picked up 21. Actually, as you saw, he didn't go out of bounds, but he was in contact with one of the Cowboy players when he tumbled down. So that ruled him down at the 50-yard line. First down, though, San Diego. Luther throws it quick, intended for Chandler, and batted up in the air. Like Too Tall Jones might have got his hands on that. Too Tall Jones leads the world in block passes. He may have more block passes than any defensive lineman in the history of the NFL.
Well, that's his 10th one. He had 9 coming into this ball game. He is a pain in the neck to throw toward because, you know, he's 6'8". He puts his hands up. That makes him about 11 foot tall, and then he jumps. And it really is tough. The offensive tackle has to set short on him and try to keep him on the line of scrimmage.
Blocks out a lot of daylight.
Andy Kissinger has his hands full trying to set short on him.
2nd and 10 for the Chargers from midfield. Muddy part of the field. Again, the pass is knocked down at the line of scrimmage. It was Jones again. He got 2 for 2.
See Jones, number 72, the right side of your screen. Now watch him. Now watch him jump. Watch him jump. He's 6'8". There it goes, playing volleyball. He gets a spike for that, doesn't he? Playing volleyball.
Well, take a look at what Ed Jones has done this year. He's made the Pro Bowl, All-Pro teams the last couple of years, and I think he's well on his way again.
You know, he's a rhythm and blues singer, too. He's singing a little right now.
3rd and 10 for the Chargers at the 50. Luther is now 8 out of 15 for 90 yards. In trouble behind the line. Completes the pass downfield. That's a first down. At the 33-yard line as the pass completion goes to Pete Holohan.
This is a broken pattern, really. You'll see the man going in motion, the defender chasing him. See that? Now he's pedaling straight back. Look at him looking to his left. Protection breakdown. See it break down inside. He's flushed to his right. Now he's going to lay it off out there, and this is just guts and effort right here. Michael Downs didn't get 26, didn't get him locked up. Houlihan, 88. Here he goes. He's just hanging on. He knew where he had to go to get that first down.
Houlihan is 6'4", 240, a third-year man from Notre Dame.
High school quarterback.
Playing as the 2nd tight end with an injury to Eric Sievers. 1st and 10 at the 34. Luther. Houlihan at the 15, 10, 5, and down to the 2. A 30-yard pickup on the play. First down at the 4.
See, there was a man in motion. You could see it there initially. Now he's looking down the middle, down the hole against this divided zone defense. There he is. He beats down to Michael Downs, 26 down the hole. He's one-on-one. Darn near puts it in. I really didn't see the total coverage that time, Frank.
Clock continues to roll with just over 4 minutes left to play in the first half. Chargers 1st and goal from the 4.
This is a good time to throw on the Cowboys down here.
Muncie cuts back inside. We got a flag on the far side of the field. Penalty marker down.
Cowboys are really tough down in this area in their goal line. They're tough to score on running.
And we will follow Pat Haggerty, the referee, to get an indication. Offside against Dallas.
That's one way to move the ball.
Half the distance to the goal will move it from the 4 to the 2. This has been an impressive drive. You had the one catch by Chandler, the sensational catch by Joyner, great catch by Houlihan where he ran over Downs, and then the other catch by Houlihan.
Encroachment, number 54, lining up in the neutral zone.
To me, Frank, that's all a reflection of the coaching staff on the sideline in preparation for the ball game and everything else. They are not throwing away this season.
First down, goal to goal from the 2. Muncie driving for the goal line. He's over. Chuck Muncie with the touchdown to make it 13-0.
Here he comes right at you now. You're going to have to make the play, Bruning. Here, look for him. Can't find him. There he is. Go make the play. But see, he overruns it. Muncie gets back underneath him, and Bruning overran him just a little bit. And you can't overrun that guy. You have to take him square because he's so big. That's his 9th touchdown of the year.
Ralph Benershka with the extra point attempt. Luther puts it down. He's got it. 14-0. San Diego. Take a look at it from another angle.
Here they're in an I formation wingback set. You got a lead blocker coming in there looking for someone to block. He blocks. Number 24 is nice block by Eric Sievers, 85. He's still powering. Good forward body tilt. Touchdown.
The Hilton's right across the street.
Let's meet back at the Hilton at 8.
Meet you at the Hilton at half. I'm over at the Hilton. Come over.
5 minutes to get to the Hilton.
I'm at the Hilton.
Let's walk over to the Hilton. I'll meet you later at the Hilton.
You know the Hilton's got the best steak in town.
See you at the Hilton.
And you can reach me at the Hilton. Just call me at the Hilton, and we'll get down to your business right away.
When American business hits the road, American business stops at Hilton, America's business address.
Ah, the proud owner of a spanking new car. When you get a new car, talk to an independent traveler's agent. See if you qualify for the traveler's repair or replacement collision coverage. It insures you for up to 5 years for the full purchase price of the same type of car you just bought. There are more expensive things the Travelers insures, but to the guy whose mid-sized car was just turned into a compact, none more important.
Tuesday, Ben takes the case of a suspect who refuses to defend himself.
Mr. Lewin, you're being held for murder.
He's responsible for the deaths of my wife and my son.
Of Mississippi.
Very impressive drive of 81 yards and climaxed by Chuck Muncie, who's played 45 games for the Chargers and scored 41 rushing touchdowns.
That was the running back coach, Ernell Durden, talking to him right there. I worked with Ernell for 4 years. He's a fine coach.
Benerska with the kickoff, hooks this one badly. Bounces down to the 15, picked up at the 10 by Ron Fellows. Fellows cutting back upfield to the 15, gets to about the 20-yard line. And that'll be out. NCAA football on CBS. Got a big one for you, several big ones, but the biggest probably Washington State and Washington. I mean, that means the Rose Bowl, doesn't it?
That's a tough football game, regardless how the records are of either team. Of course, Washington has been winning for a long time, but Washington State's been playing competitive football. But that's like the Stanford, California game. That's like USC, UCLA game. You never know who's going to win it.
Saturday, 3:30 Eastern time, right here on CBS. Regional NCAA action. Our score, the Chargers 14, the Cowboys nothing. 1st and 10, Dallas from its 20. With 3:50 left to play in the first half. Danny White to throw it. Completes it to Doug Cosby. First time he's gone to Cosby this afternoon, and a first down at the 42. Now, interesting thing to point out. Cowboys this year have been behind by 10 points or more 4 times, in which they've come back and won it. Starting with the Redskins. How about a team like the Chargers? Could they be so pumped up here that conceivably they could let Dallas right back into this by losing their emotion?
First off, you said it. Dallas has the confidence that they can come back and win because they've proved it. And you've got to be careful of extending all your emotion and intensity in that first half and not having anything left in that second half.
1st and 10, Cowboys at their 41. Just over 3 minutes left to play in the first half. White. This one is blocked, intended for Tony Hill on the far side, and he was open. And Lyndon King, number 57, the linebacker, batted it down.
The offensive linemen have to set shorter on the line of scrimmage or cut black those defensive people, or they're not going to get those short passes completed.
King, the third-year starter from Colorado State.
Watch the right to the left of your screen there. He's going to throw it. It's going to reach up. See, right up there. He tipped it. You've got to block that man a little bit lower so you keep his hands down.
2nd and 10, Cowboys at their 41-yard line. Danny White doing some motioning. Get Cosby set where he wants him. On 2nd and 10, over the middle and in tough company. Cosby pulls it down for the first down at the San Diego 45. Going back to a tried and true target, and he is a big target at 6'4" and 230 pounds.
You're going to see Cosby come off here now to the bottom of your screen. He's going to come off to the inside. He's going to work around number 54, the linebacker in the zone. Number 54, of course, Billy Ray Smith. You see him work around. He found the little hole. He settled down into it. And this is what Tom Landry has said about this guy. He really has a feel for where the areas are, and he uncovers himself well.
That's a first down at the San Diego 45. White again going upstairs, intended for Pearson, and almost picked off. Ken Green, number 28, collided with Pearson and looked for a moment like Green had his hands on the football, but couldn't hold it.
Kenny Green, the safety, traded from St. Louis. His little slant-in pattern. See him square in there. Get it to him a little bit late. Ball's there a little bit late. Boom! Boy, that is tough to catch. You know, there are receivers, regardless of how good they are in the National Football League, don't like to run inside on that slant pattern because they get headaches many times going in there after it.
Many times.
Many times.
But Pearson is not one of those. He'll run that pattern for you.
Oh, he will.
All day long.
You have to give Kenny Green credit for that, though. He really tapped him one.
2nd and 10 from the San Diego 45. Cowboys have not had a serious scoring threat here in the first half. That's Dorsett. 40, 35, and out of bounds at the 35 to stop the clock with 2 minutes and 15 seconds left to play in the first half.
They were lucky that wasn't called. That was an illegal formation. Pearson was lined up on the line of scrimmage wider than the tight end, and they both released. Being on the line of scrimmage is not illegal, but that tight end is no longer an eligible receiver. But the officials didn't pick that one up.
So Dorsett having a rough afternoon so far trying to run the football on the receiving end of his 3rd pass reception of the day for 24 yards. He's rushed 9 times and has just 15 yards on the ground against this young Charger defense.
The Chargers have only been giving up 3.8 yards a run, so they're doing a good job.
First down at the San Diego 35. Dallas trying to get on the scoreboard before halftime. Fake to Dorsett. White on the bootleg, dumps it off to Springs. And not much there. Pass caught at the 33, and Mike Green, number 58, the rookie linebacker from Oklahoma State. And we talked to Coryell yesterday, asked him why this guy wasn't drafted earlier. Said he was maybe a little bit too small, but boy, are they happy to have him. 2-minute warning going to both benches with the Chargers surprising the Cowboys 14-0.
There's a lot of cars that I can think of that look racy, that are just cosmetic.
Ford consultant Jackie Stewart on aerodynamics.
That's not the case in the Ford Thunderbird, for example. There's a very subtle lip on the rear of the car. It's helped the airflow. And of course, the air dam underneath the bumper really helps its handling. They use that air management very positively.
Have you driven the best-built American cars? Have you driven a Ford lately?
The human hand. It's not flat, it's curved. And now finally, there's a glove built around it. Finally, from Wells Lamont, Grips. The only all-purpose leather glove with a patented pre-curved design for a comfortable grip that just won't give. Grips from Wells Lamont. Look for Wells Lamont gloves at the sign of the mule.
Frank Lieber along with Dick Vermeil. 2-minute warning here in San Diego. The Cowboys threatening really seriously for the first time in the first half. We'll have a 2nd down and 8 upcoming at the 33-yard line of the San Diego Chargers.
Last week in this very same situation against the Eagles, they were behind, and in 4 plays right before the half, they scored.
It took a lot of wind out of the sail of the Eagles. Blitz coming from the Chargers. White dumps it off. And Dorsett finds it a little too hot to handle. Carlos Bradley was trailing him.
He might have been looking at Carlos Bradley eye to eye and decided not to catch that one, Frank.
Could have been.
I kind of doubt it, though.
They were coming, weren't they?
Oh, yeah. See, they're dogging everybody. Now, see, look at him. See, they're going in there. Number 51, Woodrow Lowe is rushing up inside. Everyone's there. Now he lays it off to the outside. Here he comes, inside out on that running back. Oh, just out of... No, he didn't hear footsteps. He's too tough to hear footsteps.
They want to get a little closer, at least for a field goal shot. Or you're looking at a 50-yard field goal out of a muddy spot if they have to kick it from here. 3rd down, 8 from the San Diego 33. White, protection is good. Sideline throw intended for Cosby is incomplete at the 20. Pass was just a little bit behind Cosby that time. Defending was Reuben Henderson, number 20.
Really tight coverage by Reuben. Look at this great big guy rushing right there. Leroy Jones, number 68. He's as big as a house. Look at him. He's getting pressure in there, but now he gets the ball off. Now you can see this really tight. A little high in behind him. I've seen Cosby catch that one before. I've seen him catch it. I think he's probably a little disappointed he didn't.
Rafael Septien will attempt a 50-yard field goal. He is 17 out of 20 on the year. Actually, the spot he'll be kicking from is not quite as muddy as the spot where he'll start his takeoff.
He has 4 out of 13 in his career, meaning a 31% average successful from this distance. In the mud, it'll be tough.
It is not long enough. And the Chargers will take over, and the crowd loves it. It has been a long year for the San Diego fans so far. The highlights have been few, but this first half certainly has to be one of them so far for a team that's used to winning, been to the playoffs 4 straight years, and right now working on a 3-7 record, realizing they're out of the playoffs for all intents and purposes, but their pride is still there, and it's showing today.
Going three-wheeling, it's my lucky day. Going three-wheeling, come on out and play.
The Honda ATC. 8 different models for more fun in the snow than you've ever dreamed of.
Going three-wheeling, got the Honda ATC.
Ride it all winter long. And when the snow is gone, keep on riding.
Going three-wheeling.
New typewriter, Miss Tompkins.
New typewriter, but I've got an IBM typewriter.
You, Miss Tompkins, 8th floor.
But I love my IBM. I depend on it.
Ah, but this one's got pages of memory and it can be upgraded.
But nothing else has the IBM Touch. Give somebody else that typewriter.
But this is an IBM, a new electronic IBM typewriter.
It takes an IBM typewriter to replace an IBM typewriter, the most preferred typewriter there is.
Why didn't you say so in the first place?
Tonight, the saga begins as Charlton Heston, Wayne Rogers, Brad Davis, and Billy D. Williams unravel the mystery of Chiefs tonight on CBS.
There's the man who is the architect of the San Diego defense, shifting them from a 4-3 to a 3-4. Tom Bass formerly had the same job at Tampa Bay. Interesting guy. He writes poetry, among other things.
Very, very bright man. He went to San Jose State right before I did. Was stricken with polio in the mid-50s prior to the Salt vaccine.
But a great defensive mind, and his preparation paying off so far in the first half. Chargers 1st and 10 at the 31. Muncy on the carry. We get a flag, and I'm sure San Diego will be content to run out the clock here and go to the intermission 14-zip.
These might be the only running downs of the game for the San Diego offense.
Holding against the Chargers will set them back. Well, it's interesting. You know, you talk about a team that's minus its #1 quarterback. Dallas, from appearances, looks like it has that letdown that we were talking about.
Well, first off, San Diego Chargers are a good football team. They've had a lot of negative things go wrong this year. They've lost some momentum, but they're back strong, and the people are
We have holding offense, number 80, still first down.
Kellen Winslow. And you were saying?
Well, you know he has the hands to hold.
Yes, sir. Big hands.
But, you know, they're rallying around the quarterback. Plus, he's no longer a rookie. He's already started 3 football games. He's better.
Getting used to the receivers. Muncy. Bates makes the stop over on the far sideline.
Boy, I love
Muncy
that guy.
goes out of bounds at the 23. Tom Landry loves him, too.
I understand that John Madden really gets excited when he watches this guy play. Yeah, I know it. You know, coaches take the credit for a guy like that, but you know where the credit goes? To mom and dad. They're the finest coaching staff. They inbred in something in a guy that makes him, you know, give that extra all the time.
Coming up at halftime, and that's very shortly. The NFL today, highlights, scores, upsets. We've got them for you. Brent Nerve will be around about 1 minute and 33 seconds from now. 2nd and 19 for the Chargers at their 23-yard line. Picked off, which is the one thing they didn't want to happen. Rod Hill picked off the interception, returned it to the 30, and the Cowboys are going to get another shot at it, and that may be a huge, huge mistake for the Chargers. Even on long yardage, you think they'd run it.
Well, this is an inexperienced throw. He shouldn't have tried to force this with the game in control right now. These are the mistakes you can't make. He tried to force the ball in between his zones. See, he was covered short there in front, right there, and deep. And he tried to hit the crease and didn't get it over the top of Michael Downs, number 26. Excuse me, is that down?
No. Rod Hill.
Rod Hill, number 25.
That's the first turnover in the football game. We've got a timeout here in San Diego.
To get ahead in business these days, you've got to be fast. You not only have to be fast, you have to be faster than the next guy. And as fast as you are, there's always someone else who thinks he's faster than you. And the faster you go, the faster everyone else tries to get ahead of you. And the faster you have to go to keep up with the fastest. And no matter how fast you go, everyone everywhere is always trying to be faster. So you have to be really fast, tremendously fast, incredibly fast, so you fall behind someone else who is faster. Faster than Jimmy, faster than Joey, faster than Janie, and faster than
To
John.
get ahead in business these days, you have to go with a company who invented the whole idea of fast. Federal Express. Why fool around with anyone else?
Hoppity toe, wickety whack, flippity flop, Jiminy criminy, whoopity scoopity, zoom it, move it, boom it, rocket.
This is the moment. It's time
Exercise.
to start.
Right. Start slowly at first, but start. Exercise.
You know you've got to find your way. That new tomorrow starts today. This is the best of life.
You can have it. I've decided to start.
You can do it, and we'd like to help.
Visa.
The Dallas Cowboys have a golden scoring opportunity here with 1:25 left in the half and all of their timeouts left. A first down at the San Diego Charger 30-yard line. Danny White 13 out of 22 for 109 yards. Long count play. White sending Springs in motion. Rainbow intended for Tony Hill, trying to reach it at the goal line and can't get to it. White thrown to a spot. That interception a moment ago was Rod Hill's second of the year. Gil Byrd back there defending. Cowboys defense has forced 14 turnovers in the last 3 games. They have, as they say, gotten well on turnovers in recent weeks.
Here's Richards coming in with the play.
That's the shuttle system that Tom Landry uses. Howard Richards and Herb Scott. Speaking of turnovers, here's how it looks on the year, and that's one reason that the Cowboys are 9-1 and the Chargers are 3-7. That is heading into the ball game today, and of course with the interception they are now +10. Second and 10 from the 30. Fake into the middle, out to Hill on the screen. 30, 25, and decked at the 24. Pickup of 6. It'll be third down for Gil Byrd once again. Making the stop, number 22.
Now this is the same play that they ran earlier. A little quick screen, just a fake, a little token fake up inside there. Now they flip it out there. He's going to get a block from the receiver. And watch this. He's going to get a block right there. That's it, Drew. Get that block. Now he's looking for the lineman coming inside out. Almost got loose right there. Nice play by Byrd, number 22.
The rookie from San Jose State makes the stop. The Cowboys call time. When we come back, they're 3rd and 4 at the 23.
Hi, I'm Drew Pearson. These parents have just signed a contract for life with their teenagers. The teens agreed that if they're ever faced with a drinking and driving situation, they'll call home and their parents will come get them or make other safe arrangements. And the parents have agreed that they won't try to drive when impaired by alcohol or ride with another driver who is. The idea came from a group called SAD, Students Against Driving Drunk. High school kids tired of watching their friends get hurt by drinking and driving. Make an agreement with your family. Don't let one mistake lead to another. Send for this free contract for life. Write to SAD Contract, Corbin Plaza, Marlborough, Massachusetts, 01752. That's SAD Contract, Corbin Plaza, Marlborough, Massachusetts, 01752. This is one contract that really is good for life.
Cowboys may be down 14-0, but they look very confident as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Third down, a long 3 needed for the first down at the 23-yard line of the San Diego Chargers. Just over a minute. 2 timeouts left. Blitz. White gets it off, completes it to Springs. First down at the 15.
Boy, that is really tough to defense, that crossing pattern. Ron Springs coming out of the backfield as a wing-back position, be coming from the right part of your screen. There's, you can see the rush, little cross charge there by the 2 defensive linemen. Here he is crossing the field, running full speed, throwing right on the money. Andre Young, number 49, making the play. In man-to-man situations, that is really, that's tougher to cover than you're running vertically upfield. When you're running across, boy, it's tough.
So timeout being called, and Danny White over at the sideline with a conference with Tom Landry there, and you see Dick Nolan.
You see that card they're looking at? All their offensive plays are on that card by situations. 1st and 10, 2nd, 7 to 10, 3rd and long. You know, it's nickel pass offense against their nickel defense, those kind of things. And very few things are pulled out of your hat at this time. You look at your game plan and go to work.
Let's give you a rundown on what we'll have for you next week on CBS Sports. NFL action next Sunday. The early game. Chicago at Tampa Bay, the Giants at Philadelphia, or Detroit against Green Bay, depending on what part of the country that you'll happen to be. And the late games will be Minnesota and Pittsburgh. Dick and I will be in Anaheim. That should be a good one. The Redskins and the Rams, and then San Francisco at Atlanta. I think the Redskins have got a pretty good test out there.
They will be 2 1-back attacks. Of course, the Rams aren't playing today, but it'll be great football. I can't wait to see the darn thing.
All starts with the NFL today, next Sunday. White has had his conference. Cowboys 1st and 10, crowd chanting defense. Cowboys now with just 1 timeout left here in the first half. 55 seconds. First down at the 16. This is Dallas' deepest penetration in the entire first half. Springs in motion. White, good protection. 6 points. Touchdown, Drew Pearson.
Boy, that guy.
The amazing Drew Pearson.
Here he is. It's man-to-man coverage. They get a pretty good rush on him, but it's picked up late. You can see the lineman pulling out to pick up people. Now you see the ball coming right to the screen. One-on-one right there. Man-to-man. Bird reaches for the ball, just misses it. Pearson, great concentration, locks it up. Touchdown. Experience, 5th touchdown of the year.
Pass right on the money to Pearson. He needs 7 receptions now to tie the great Don Hudson and be the number 14 all-time receiver in the history of the National Football League. That was his 3rd catch of the day. Septien to try the extra point. No good. Septien misses the extra point.
He slipped in the mud.
Chalked that one up to the mud because he slipped as he tried to plant his foot. And that makes it a 14-6 ball game.
Now we have a nice ground level shot. Springs going in motion. Look at all the movement by the defense. People switching. Sometimes you create mistakes by doing that. Now Danny looking to his left, fires a timed post pattern right in the hole between defenders, being covered one-on-one by Bird, number 22.
Pass right on the money. Now watch the rush here on Septien. See if he slipped, or was it the rush?
No, the rush doesn't bother this guy. The rush doesn't bother him. Just a bad kick. Just a bad kick.
Didn't look like he slipped till afterwards.
No, he didn't slip either. He just didn't hit it well. You know, that's the disadvantage for the sidewinder, because, you know, you come across, you come at the angle, you get that left foot down on the outside of the foot. It takes better footing and a firmer ground to really make good contact coming off that left foot than it does a straight-on kicker.
That was his 2nd extra point miss of the year.
You know, he missed 3 field goals the last time he kicked in this stadium against the Chargers.
High kick and short. Coming down to the far sidelines and fielded by Miles McPherson, number 24. Will return it to the 25. Speaking of scores, as we were a moment ago, Washington putting it on the Giants 16-3. That game has now reached halftime at the
Giants
Meadowlands.
are another team that won't hang it up. They'll battle you.
San Francisco, surprisingly, they bounced back after they lose to Miami last week, and at halftime they're in front of New Orleans 17-0. Those, of course, just a tease of coming events at halftime. Brent Nerve will give you a complete rundown, highlights, scores, everything coming up. 44 seconds away. Well, the Chargers not content. They're going to sit on this lead. Off to Muncy. 40, 45, 50, and down to the 46-yard line. Muncy just ran away from Anthony Dickerson, the Cowboy linebacker.
You're going to see this is a delayed crossing pattern. He'll appear to the left side of your screen late. Watch it now. See, there's stunts being picked up. Now watch him. There he checked down late, coming out of the backfield. Now it's a foot race, and he can really run. That's Dickerson, 51, a linebacker chasing him. Here's a great big 240-pound guy that can run faster than linebackers.
27 yards on the play. It'll be a first down for the Chargers at the 47-yard line. We get back to play San Diego using one of his timeouts as Luther comes over to the sidelines.
Again, they're referring to their game plan, Frank. You have a lot of minds right there.
That's
the
right.
guy on the right, Dave Levy, offensive line coach and coordinator. Of course, Fouts with his back to us. Coryell to the left. There's Spreepert, and then Ernell Durden right up there to the right. All those brains making a decision.
Something else we want to remind you about coming up at halftime, the bowl picture. The college bowl picture with the results yesterday figured in, and things are beginning to settle in a bit. And Brent Nerve will have the latest on that for you. Clock is run down to 31 seconds left to play in the first half. 1st and 10 for the Chargers at the Dallas 47. This game has also reached halftime. Denver leading the Raiders 10-6.
Elway's got him ahead, huh?
Our score, the Chargers 14, the Cowboys 6. Luther, quick throw to Joyner. Inside the 40 to the 35. And keep in mind that Ralph Pernischka has pretty good range.
Dallas didn't have a defender lined up in the man in the slot, Joyner, and he just popped it to him real quick. Watch this. See, there's no defender right on him there. They were going just playing like a prevent defense, and they just popped it to him. Probably an audible call. Now watch him, just boom. Now get it out there. That it, babe. See, nobody out there. Probably either a side adjustment made by the quarterback and the receiver or an audible call.
Last time Dallas was here in regular season was back in '72. They led at halftime of that game 28-0. And John Hadel came back in the second half and threw 4 touchdown passes. Dallas eventually won it 34-28, but the defense was shell-shocked. And I remember getting on the Cowboys charter that night, and Larry Cole was in the back of the charter and uttered the classic line to the pilots saying, "Get this thing off the ground before they score again."
Hey, that Larry Cole, he could do it. I really respected him. He was a great football player, and maybe not the all-pro caliber guy, but he really, I felt, was a real leader of that defense. And when he left, I really felt that they lost a little bit of that kind of character and commitment from a player of his stature.
Very successful home builder in the Dallas area right now.
All those guys do well.
Chargers at the 35. I think they'd settle for a field goal, wouldn't they?
Oh, you bet they would. And that guy's a pretty good kicker, you know. He's one of the best ever.
Benerska's longest kick this year has been 51. Luther under pressure gets it away. Nice catch, Muncy. 30, 20, and out of bounds at the 17. Not only does he run well, but that was a nifty catch.
That was exactly the same play that they ran a few minutes ago, a crossing delay pattern. See, when he brings that guy, now see him come underneath him right there? They actually picked off the defender that was running one-on-one with him. Which, now watch him sort of direct. You know what he did? He tried to make that defender think someone was going to block him. He tried to make Michael Downs think there was a guy going to come and block him by pointing to him.
Guy's got the hands of a wide receiver.
Oh, yes. He was a great receiver. At California, I've seen that guy dominate a football game. One time against USC, he beat him by himself.
17 yards on the play. Look at it from the end zone.
He's going to appear again to the left side of your screen. See him right there, sneak out of there? And his defender got picked off by the other receiver. I don't know if that's legal. See him, he tried to bluff him, or tried to make Downs think someone was going to block him.
That advances the ball to the 18-yard line. Muncy has had a workout here in the first half of play. He's rushed it 10 times for 22 yards. He's caught 3 for a total of 53 yards. 16 seconds left in the half.
Benerska's already made 4 for 5 at this distance this year, and overall his career, he's 72% successful from this distance. So there's a good chance he'll get 3 points.
Now that was the last time out of the Chargers. Would you run another play here, or would you kick the field goal right now?
I'd run another pass play.
That's apparently what they're going to do, because Luther has just ducked into the huddle. You want to keep it near the middle of the field, or where it is right now, don't you?
It used to be a bigger factor with a hash mark, but not as big a factor anymore. I don't think they're as concerned about the middle of the field unless it's a real muddy spot. The big thing now is an intelligent type pass. Don't force the football.
Holohan in motion. Luther back to throw it. Intended for Wes Chandler at the 2-yard line. Defended against by Everson Walls. And that will be enough. That's enough, says Coryell. Let's go for the field goal at this point, and here comes Benershka.
Let's see if he can go ahead and kick at his normal percentage rate. 4 for 5 this year, 72% in his career from this distance.
10 out of 18 on the year. AFC Pro Bowl kicker last year. In his 7th year, you know the history of Rolf Benershka. Been a courageous come-from-behind situation coming back from illness. This attempt will be from 37 yards away. Luther to hold. High snap. Got it up far enough. It is good. So the Cowboys find themselves down by 11. Seems just a few moments ago I was saying with the score 14-0, you think the Chargers will run out the clock and just keep it on the ground? And we've had, what, 2 or 3 scores since then?
I watched them run through their 2-minute offense the other day. You know, they're really efficient with it because they throw the ball all the time anyway, and the only thing that really changes is the use of the clock and getting out of bound principles. They go ahead and run the regular offense. But the thing that they did right there is they regained the psychological, excuse me, I can't even talk. They regained the psychological edge coming back out at halftime. Rather than going in having given up a touchdown, they come out having gained a field goal. And there's where teams have broken down against the Cowboys in the past.
Cowboys, of course, make the playoffs this year. It'd be the 9th straight year. That would be an NFL record. You know, Don Coryell has had some pretty impressive assistant coaches on his staff who have gone on to be head coaches.
Oh, yes. John Madden, for one. Hey, he's #1 now in our business. John Madden.
Joe Gibbs.
Joe Gibbs. Jim Hannafin.
Ray Perkins.
Ray Perkins. Rod Dowhauer, head coach at Stanford for a while. He's turned out a lot of people. You know the other thing about Don Coryell? He has always given the credit for his success to his assistant coaches. Many times personally I said, Don, what are you doing in this and this? And he said, hey, you'll have to ask so-and-so coach. He's the guy that's really doing it. And, you know, of course that isn't true.
8 seconds left to play in the half. Little keep it on the ground type kick here.
Yeah.
Let's see if they do it. Yep. Yeah. Does exactly that, trying to prevent the return. Cosby reaches us at the 30-yard line and goes out of bounds at the 37 with 3 seconds to go. The last scoring drive by the Chargers, and Muncie, of course, the key man with the receptions, covered 61 yards, and it took him just 41 seconds to get there. Luther is 13 out of 22 for 192 yards against the Cowboys, and he's thrown just 1 interception. So he's kept that interception rate down, which has really killed him here in these 3 games that he started.
You know, I hate to jinx the Chargers, but I just know these Cowboys so well, and you just cannot write them off. That's all there is to it. I expect this second half to be one real shootout.
Tony Hill to the left side. This will be the last play of the first half. And the Cowboys running it. Ron Springs carries the 44. That is the end of the first half. Stay with us. Brent Musburger, Herb Cross coming up with all the scores and highlights. And Dick Vermeil, and I'll be back with you in San Diego shortly.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately? And by AT&T Information Systems, a leader in communications and information management.